Yeah, what's up, guys? Dante here. Um, so in this video, I'm gonna just take a quick look at the college football AP top 25, just to see what things have happened. You know, from last week, had a couple upsets, some close calls, some blowouts. Just a normal college football season. Um, So I guess we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So 25, they got Clemson, who wow, they dropped 16 spots. Um, so right now, okay, so my Fighting Irish, they have jumped up 3 spots after beating Wisconsin handily. Now I did watch that game. It was really close for like 3 quarters, and then I missed the fourth quarter because I was at my job. Um, but what I saw from the highlights, it pretty much went downhill after the third quarter for Wisconsin. That also dropped out Wisconsin as well from the top 25. But yeah, man, Clemson's all the way at the bottom of the top 25. Um, Look at that, and then look at here. NC State actually moved up into the top 25. They're at 23, and then right behind them is Wake Forest. Two surprising squads so far this year: Wake Forest and NC State. Then you got 22 Auburn. Um, sure, I guess I don't. I mean, they'll always be in the top 25 unless they just have a really bad year. Um, they have LSU next, who hasn't been that great recently, especially if you go back to last year. I don't really count last year really, just because it was just so much happened with the COVID stuff and the shortened season. I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of them guys just out of the way the season went. I feel like that most of them didn't want to play anyway. It really was like a wasted season, if we're being honest. Um, Actually, oh, right. Now I was just thinking like who won the national championship was Alabama, right? Alabama beat was Alabama? Alabama beat somebody. Clemson, Ohio State, they beat somebody. Um, anyway, let's go ahead. We got another newcomer, Baylor, is in the top 25 at 21. They knocked off 14th ranked Iowa State. That actually also dropped them out of the top 25. Um, let's see, 20 UCLA. I don't see the, I really don't see the appeal. They have Arizona State next. I really think Arizona State will beat them handily. And then that guy they got at quarterback, the young dude. I think he's a true sophomore, if I believe correctly. Um, he can play though. He can play. I think they have a pretty good squad up there under Herm Edwards. So yeah, we'll see. Then you got 19. You got Oklahoma State. Um, they beat 25 Kansas State, which knocks Kansas State out of the top 25. They have Baylor next, so it'll be a ranked matchup. Um, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that game. Then we got 18. We have Fresno State, who beat UNLV, but a few weeks ago they beat UCLA, right? They beat somebody. They beat Yeah, they beat UCLA, right? Yeah, they beat UCLA. I think it was at the buzzer too, close to it, like very late in the game. Um, so look out for that, especially in the group of five. There's actually a lot of group of five teams in the top 25 then after them, you had 17 Michigan State. Michigan State, they seem legit. And then you have Coastal Carolina, they're 4-0. Um, Honestly, I think it'll they'll run the table. Coastal Carolina. I don't think they'll get in only because BYU is ahead of them, so far ahead of them. And then you have Cincy in the top 10, but I'm jumping too far ahead. Yeah, Texas A&M at 15, Michigan at 14, and then you get the BYU right here at 13. Looking at what they have left, they have three potential hiccups. They have Boise State, which is always a tough one, especially now no, it's not a conference game. I'm sorry, but it's they've played each other plenty of times. Then they have Baylor the week after Boise State, which is very important. Then you have Washington State, Virginia. I get yeah, they should beat them two teams, and then Idaho State, Georgia Southern, and then USC. The three real big hurdles I see left for them are Boise State, Baylor, and USC. Um, I think that the game next, not the game next week, the game the week after their Utah State game, they play the Boise State. But yeah, they have a couple back-to-back challenges, afterwards. Let's see. So after BYU, we have Ole Miss. Well, they won't be in that spot for long because they play at Alabama. So, yeah, we know how that's gonna go. 11 Ohio State. Um, yeah, Rutgers. They should win. Florida has Tennessee. Florida beat Tennessee. They have Kentucky next. They're number 10. And then we start cracking into the top 10. Notre Dame. I didn't get a chance to make the video. I, I told myself I was going to make recap videos for each game this year. That didn't happen. Mainly because I work on the weekends and the games either come on really early, like when I'm just starting my shift, or they come on in the middle of my shift. Either way, unless I'm off or I have some way to like watch the game, like doing work, I guess I most likely won't catch it. I've been trying to find like somewhere to play back the game, not the whole game, but something like an abridged version of it, like they do on on NFL Network, where they'll break the game. Basically, you can watch the whole game in like 45 minutes. They basically just go play, 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 play. You don't have to worry about you don't have to worry about the fluff. It just goes from it's basically like watching game film, basically. So I've been trying to find that. I still have to look around for that, but I was able to watch at least like the first half and first half, like a portion of the third quarter. Saturday. I guess I'm already here. I am really scared going forward. When I made the first video with the Florida State game, on paper, it looked like they really didn't have any challenges. But now they have Cincinnati, who's who's number 7. But they're also because they're playing for the Power Five spot basically. Because if they run the table, it doesn't matter what BYU, what Coastal Carolina does. They'll have that spot secured. It's just how far they'll get in the standings. All depends on what happens the rest of the season. Um, yeah, man. I guess we want to just pivot real quick. Um, Yeah, looking at the schedule now and how they played, I'm really scared, man. 'Cause especially that Cincinnati game, and then we get past that, then we have to go to Blacksburg. Blacksburg is one of the toughest places in college football to play. And then then we got USC, and then don't sleep on UNC. UNC hasn't been that good this year, but I feel like they have the talent to knock us off. And then you got Navy, which that triple option is no joke. Even though they're 0-3, like I said, that offense is either you stop it or you don't. You don't really, you know what I mean? There's no like in between. And then you got Virginia. We go to Charlottesville, Virginia. They're not as good as they were the last couple years, but it's an away game. So like I say, college football, if you play on the road, anything can happen. Then we got Georgia Tech and at Stanford to end the season. Um, I said at the beginning of the year that we would go undefeated. I still believe that. I still believe that. I'm not as confident as I was at the beginning of the year, but um, I'm going to stick to my guns. I still think they'll run the table. It'll be a lot more difficult because I don't know what it is. I just don't. They don't seem to have a. I don't know the running. It's like they still haven't around the running game yet, and that's the Jack Cohn. He works when you have a running game. That's how he was so successful in Wisconsin. But the problem is, if you got to put it solely on Jack Cohn, um, it's kind of iffy because he was never. He can play. He has the experience. I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned about him going to play a road game. You know what I mean? He's played plenty of road games in hostile environments. My issue is he was never asked to do like basically like he wasn't meant to be the guy to go out there and pass for 350, 400, 450, and like 4 or 5 touchdowns every game. That's not what he was meant to do. He was meant to go out there, throw for like 250. If he hit 300, great. Throw a couple touchdowns. Um, Not necessarily game manage per se, but more like just make sure the offense doesn't fall apart. I mean, I guess that sounds like game management, but it's not like they prohibit him from throwing deep. He's been throwing plenty of deep balls this year that have been good. But if you go out there expecting, if you're a Notre Dame fan and you expect Jack Cohn to be, I'm trying to think, if you expect him to go out there and play like I guess like a Mac Jones type or Justin Herbert or like a guy that's going to put up big numbers every week. Um, that that's not a realistic expectation to have for him until they figure out this running game situation, like a consistent run game, like from first snap to fourth quarter. We got running backs hitting the 100-yard marks every game. Until we get that consistency, that's what scares me. Because if we can start running the ball better, oh that man, Jack Cohn can do whatever he wants out there. He'll be fine. Um, but yeah, that was my little, I guess, like recap for the Notre Dame game. They won. It wasn't as lopsided as the score tells it because, like I said, for like 3 quarters it was really close, and then it kind of fell apart at the end. But I mean, I'm not, I'm not upset that the game fell apart in our favor. Then we have number 8, Arkansas, who has been, I guess, everyone's surprised this year, like darling team. Um, I mean, I guess, but this jump in standings is purely this is purely for a media show. They went from 16 to 6. and Texas A&M drop eight. Texas A&M drop 8 spots. Arkansas jump 8 spots. The reason they did that is so this game against Georgia. Granted, it's in Athens. It's in Athens, and it's also because game day is going to be there next week. That is the only reason why that team jumped 8 spots. So they jumped over Notre Dame, who beat a ranked team. Now, granted, like I said, the score wasn't as lopsided, but they beat a ranked opponent by 20 plus points. And then Florida beat Tennessee by three touchdowns. Okay, Ohio State did what it had to do. Ole Miss, okay. BYU, okay, sure. Michigan, okay. But that's as far as they go. They shouldn't go any higher than 11th, 12 at that point. I can see them telling Ole Miss because Ole Miss didn't play. That makes sense. But they jumped over Notre Dame and over Florida. I don't know. That's purely just so they can market this game better. So instead of like having like 11, 12 ranked versus two, it made it into a top 10 matchup. Now, I don't like when they do that because they overhype the game, and what's going to happen is Joy's going to go out there and just beat the bricks off them. I really hope it don't go. Yeah, I really don't hope. Sorry, I really hope that doesn't happen. Because they had this nice little story on game day Saturday. If you guys watch College Game Day, you see the little story they do for them, and it's a cool little story. But that's another thing I don't like is they have these stories like real early in the season, and my thing is if the team ends up falling apart and they end up like 9-3, 8-4, it's like all that coverage, all that press they got at the beginning of the season, it's kind of like, wow, that was, you missed the mark on that one. You know what I mean? Now, if they beat Georgia, they go on and do their thing, maybe end up in the SEC championship. Okay, cool. It's been a nice, successful season for them. But this is not a trap. Trap. It's not a trap game. This is a setup. This is a setup. I'm calling it right now. Georgia's going to beat them by at least 17. It's at least 17 easy. So then you got Cincinnati at 7. I said that. Oklahoma is 6. They squeaked out past West Virginia. Well, they shouldn't have won that game, but hey, they won. So yeah, they're at 6. Then you have 4 and 5. 5 is Iowa, 4 is Penn State. First of all, like I said, these media, these AP poll things, Penn State moved up 2 spots for beating Villanova. Granted, and they gave up 17 points. When you're a Power 5 team, a big time Power 5 school, and you play an FCS team, you need to be winning by multiple dozens. They won by 20, 21 points, right? Okay. They shouldn't have scored. If anything, they should have got like maybe 3 points at best. Those kind of things scare me because you'll never see like Alabama play who them cupcakes they play Mercer. They would never play Mercer and give up 17 points to Mercer. Are you serious? Come on, man. So they got Indiana next week. It's a home game, but yeah, that may be a trap game. Let me see what Penn State has coming up. Okay, okay. So Penn State after Indiana, they have Iowa. It would be a top 5. It would be a top 5 matchup if Iowa beats Maryland. Now Maryland has been sneaky good this year. Very good. I like two. Oh my God. Tua's younger brother. I can't say his name. If you don't know, Tua's younger brother, he plays quarterback at University of Maryland. The team's actually got a very nice offense. The defense, I don't know, but this will be a very good game. Now Maryland does have this game at home, so that's a big plus. So it'll be a undefeated game. It'll be against a top five opponent. I'm really hoping for Maryland to win this game because I'm not only a Notre Dame fan, I'm a Maryland Terp fan. Only basically because that's the home school team. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, that's an exciting one. I want to see. I want to make sure I catch that next week. Um, then Oregon has Stanford at 3. They'll beat them. Georgia has Arkansas, and then of course the number one team, Alabama. Um, what's the say? The top four. I would say the top four is right. That's the top four is definitely right. Top 10 for the most part. Top 10, I would say, is right. The only reason Oklahoma is ahead of Cincinnati is because Cincinnati didn't play. I think if they had played a game and won convincingly, they would have jumped um, Oklahoma. I mean, to be fair, I think they should drop. They should have dropped more points anyway. Because you're telling me Arkansas and Notre Dame had worse wins than Oklahoma? No, no. I, you can go to Florida. Florida had a better win over Tennessee than Oklahoma had over West Virginia. But then the media would get into this whole thing. Oh, you can't drop a team 4 spots for winning. Yeah, the hell you can if everyone else had better wins than you. That happens every time. It happened this week. So I don't know. I don't expect Oklahoma to continue to luck out these wins. Um, they're going to slip up at some point during the season, especially once they get deeper into conference play. Because I mean, it's only 4 games. We still got 2 more months of college football. So I'm excited. We still got 2 more months of football. We got pro football. We're already we're already what 3 weeks into NFL football. This is week 3, right? Yeah. So yeah, lots of football coming up. Fall is officially here. So yeah, I'm excited. Um, yeah. If you catch this video, and you're into college football, let me know in the comments. What's your favorite team? What do you think of the AP poll this week? Just anything football related, anything college, especially college, even pros. If you have anything to say about that, let me know in the comments. All right, that's it. Peace.